My eyes crawl to a table. Paralyzed by pair of wise dice, then attend to this heaven slice of an angel wrapped in skin. Roll dice and woes of life. Love deprived, looking to revive. What's the meaning of life? One subjective paradise. Crystal chandeliers, moments reflected. Often mirrors appear, quit, ready from ear to ear. Craving and rating in brain, rekindle the flame. Close as she draws near. Stay there, remove your underwear, shove it somewhere over there. In paradise, we know our purpose. In paradise, we know what our worth is. In paradise, we manifest dreams. In paradise, truth is what you can see.
Boom. Yes, it is. The truth is what you can see. Happy Friday. Hello, everybody. Hope you're having a fantastic day. Of course, you got your OSU stuff on. You're supposed to be wearing your whatever school you went to on Friday. You wear your pride. Get my hat on. Got my shirt on. So, but anyway, hope everybody's having a great day. I had a very good night last night. The Santa Fe Family Life Center, of course, that's not it. Santa Fe Family Life Center had its, I put it in the wrong one. I should have put that on the other side. But anyway, had the JFK Awards dinner last night, and you can see Mayor Holt. He's taller than me, which I thought was, man, I mean, I can't believe he's taller than me. But you can see the Community Service Awards were down there. I put it on the wrong one. That should have been over there. But anyway, had a great time last night. Mayor Holt did a great job of hosting. Of course, very funny. And then, of course, there's a picture of Gary Vick, myself, and Jennifer Falkenstein. She was my date, one of my besties. Appreciate her making me look good last night. We had a fantastic time. Of course, she won the bouquet, the table bouquet. So anyway, we had a good time last night. A lot of money raised for the deal. Governor Walters was there. Forgot to take a picture with Governor Walters. Should have did that. Didn't do that though. Should have took a picture with the governor. Don't know why I didn't do that, but I should have. But anyway, it was a great time last night. A lot of money raised, and the Civic Center was held at the Civic Center, which I really liked. We normally, last year it was at the Omni, and then the previous 5 or 6 years it was at the Skirvin. So food was pretty decent last night. I know that they had another show or something going on down there at the Skirvin. So I mean at the Civic Center. Anyway, great time had by all last night. Very funny, and our auctioneer. He started a little high. He should have went a little low. He was offering some high prices on prizes on stuff. I'm like, no, dude. You start low, and then you get up to 5,000 or 6,000 or 7,000. And he started one bid. I think it was for dinner with Governor Walters. Who was it? Was it Keating? Frank? Who was it? I forget who it was. And then said they'd bring in Brad Henry. I'm like, yeah, Henry's not going to be involved with that other group. But anyway, it was very funny. Good time. And then somebody offered $2,500, I think, at the table that I was standing over. And so anyway, we raised quite a bit of money. Really, really, really pleased with what happened last night and really enjoyed myself. So that being said, let's get into the NFL news. Trayvon Diggs, of course, suffers a torn ACL on his left knee during practice yesterday. How that's going to affect the Cowboys going forward is a whole nother issue. I think it's going to really hurt Dallas more than what anybody's trying to say. I think it's going to really hurt Dallas. Dallas is going to have a tough time, I think, now, because with Trayvon Diggs, you could pretty much just shut down one side of the field for
Line
him.
change.
So,
What's up, Matty?
what up, B? Dillman High Stick
Sorry to
area.
cut you
How
off.
you doing,
Sorry to
man?
cut you off, Bubba.
No, it's okay. I was just saying how that's going to really hurt Dallas by Trayvon
Oh man,
being out. Yeah,
I was giving all the praises for that defense, and that's a huge loss. Wasn't he like the leading interceptor last year, if I'm not mistaken? Or was it a year or 2 years
he's
ago?
had 18 interceptions, and basically.
Man, dude, that's especially at practice, and
Probably
this one of
doing
those
really
things though,
nothing.
as well.
And probably doing really nothing.
Yeah,
I mean, you know what
yeah,
I'm saying?
and this is what it goes back to. These guys don't work like they used to. You
No.
didn't. No, nobody like if you look back in the 80s, 90s, guys weren't tearing ACLs. It's because they worked every day.
Yep.
These guys don't work anymore. And it goes to the NBA as well. These guys don't work anymore. Like so, it's when you don't work and you're stressing those muscles and you're stressing those tendons and you're stressing all that stuff, and you only do it like twice a week, but you're going, at an extreme level that like only these guys can go to. You have to do it every day. You can't just do it 2 times a week. You're going to tear stuff. It's just going to happen. So this is going to continue to happen. Doesn't matter about the turf, I don't think, personally.
It was at
practice.
Yeah, it was at practice. So I'm not sure if the Cowboys practice on turf or grass.
So he was stressing too hard. He was stressing too hard on his muscles that he needs to have them, but he doesn't do it enough. So that's what happens, man. I'm telling you this is with all these guys. It's every single one of them. I came to this conclusion last night. I'm like, yeah, okay. You know what I mean? Like, if you're not working, how are you gonna same thing as a bank teller, right? Like, if you go Y&B Bank, the bank that makes things happen. You do this stuff like that. If you're not, being a bank teller every day, you're not going to be good at your job. So, if you're not working out every day, how are you going to be good at? You know what I mean?
Yeah, but so, Ben, I think Thursdays is more of a kind of a medium walkthrough. I don't think they do a whole. I think Wednesdays.
Give these guys their bones. They make millions of dollars.
No, I agree.
Work out. You feel me?
Yes, I do.
Oh, I'm heated about it.
I'm like, no.
At this point, I don't feel bad for any of these guys.
I
really don't.
Hey,
I used to feel bad. I used to.
Would not have known that, bro. God
damn. Who's the guy that shot up his fingers with
firecrackers?
Yeah. I felt bad for him. I don't think
it was. I said OC. I think that was OC Umanure for the Giants.
No,
I think it was
Giants.
Umanure. Yeah. It was the Giants because, and then they won the Super Bowl.
JPP.
Oh, is that who it was?
Pierre Paul.
If
I'm not mistaken.
John
he
Pierre
blew
Paul.
up a couple fingers and still went down there and got into three finger stance. And still you got to battle, man. I just don't agree with these. I don't agree with these athletes that make this much money. And they have all these facilities and all these injuries are happening now.
And Ronnie Law cutting off your tip of your finger so you can play in the Super Bowl. How many guys would do that?
Yep. And I'm saying and to be realistic, let's look at the stats, right? Like in the 80s, 70s, 90s, nobody there was a few ACL tears, but there's not like what it is today. So I'm telling you, it's because these athletes aren't working. No, these athletes aren't working. They're spoiled. These guys are spoiled rotten.
I know, but Ben, can it also be because of the simple fact that these guys are bigger, stronger, faster, more athletic, and put more stress on their ligaments than before?
Okay, well, they need to be working out more. That's if you're bigger, stronger, faster. You're
not gonna let it go, are you?
No. They need to be working. It's their job to work.
I agree.
That's what they need to be doing. So I don't feel bad for these guys anymore. I literally came to the conclusion last night.
Okay, how do you think? Well, see, that's like with me with Dallas's, the way they play defense on the back end. How is that going to affect them now going forward? Because,
it's terrible.
The other cornerback they got is not bad, but
Gilmore, right?
Yeah, Gilmore. Well, they have Stephon Gilmore, but they had the kid that last year. Remember, I forget who went out last year, and he played quite a bit, and he was doing really well until he got hurt, and then they got Stephon Gilmore. So
see. Yeah, they're all getting hurt because they don't.
If Drew was here, Drew was here, he could tell you who the guy is, but
because they don't work anymore,
they may be able to move him over. But I'm just saying it's going to change the difference in
100%.
What Dallas does defensively.
That's the best division in football right now. They're 8-1 or 7-1. Yeah, 7-1. So the Giants have one loss. The other three teams are 2-0.
No, 1-2. Giants lost last night.
Oh,
Giants
okay. So it'd be 7-2.
Yeah, Giants are 1-2.
Best division of football.
Yeah, because the Cowboys haven't lost, the Eagles haven't lost, and the Commanders haven't lost.
Yeah, and the Giants lost to the best team in football. And I think the Cowboys without Diggs, that's going to be tough.
It's going to be really tough for them to do.
Battle.
Yeah, we need
Yeah. I mean, with all those, Ajuk and what's his name? I can't think of him right now. But McCaffrey and all those guys.
Talking about Samuel?
They have
Debo
so many weapons. They got so many weapons. It's going to be a tough battle.
Oh, I agree.
So I think the Cowboys are going to drop pretty quickly.
Yeah, they're still going to be really good because they're up front.
Hey, Diggs is like a top, 5 quarterback in the league.
Oh, yeah, easy.
Yeah, I'd give him top 5 easily. Like, and that's like not arguable. Like,
No, I
he's
don't. I don't
easily
think.
top
Well,
5.
of course, Drew
I'd
would
give him
say.
like
Well, Drew
top
probably say he's
2.
number
Yeah.
one.
Oh, I'd give him top 2 or 3 for sure.
Yeah.
But like, that's an argument. I'm not trying to argue.
Yeah.
I'm saying top 5. He's easily top 5.
Well, it's kind of like when Shannon Sharp was talking about Deion Sanders. He goes, arguably you're one of the greatest athletes. He goes, hey, nobody's arguing with you.
Yeah,
nobody's arguing.
I'm not going to argue about it.
No. He was saying that no one's arguing with you. There's no argument. Yeah, I am one of the top.
Man,
Yeah,
that hurts Deion's pride too.
Well,
that hurts Deion's pride too. With Hunter getting hurt.
Oh that's.
I'm saying,
you know what though?
He was a two-way. He was a two-way, like sport athlete. So he could do offense and defense. He loved that. Deion loved that.
Yeah, it's gonna be.
So that like hurt his pride. He's pissed now.
Yeah, I don't think the 21 points. I think they're gonna score. I don't think Oregon. I mean, because Baylor, they basically were losing at Tech, had to score in the last 2 minutes, was losing to Baylor and had to come back. So I don't think they're as great as everybody says, but they are at home. That place is loud and crazy. So we'll see. Courts. Remember we talked about the Anthony Richardson. The I can't even speak. The Indianapolis Colts. Well, I think I still have some wine still in my throat from last night.
Hey, they looked like a hell of a time.
Dude, we had a great time. Mayor Holt is so funny, dude. I love him, man. I really, really love him, dude. He is so funny. And he's going to try. He said he's going to come on the show for us, so we're going to try to get him on.
Oh, hell yeah.
Yeah, because we're going to talk about the Thunder and the Thunderdome and stuff like that. So we're going to try to get him on.
Perfect.
To do that. So that's going to be great. But anyway, Colts running back Anthony Richardson. Remember we said whether he was out the other day? Yeah, he's out in concussion protocol because, the one thing the NFL has done now, they instead of like after the Tua thing, now they bring in a completely guy from outside that's not affiliated with the NFL, that's not affiliated with the teams at all. He goes in and he makes the determination, or she. They make the determination of whether someone's going to make it or not. So I do like the fact that the NFL has done.
Not a fan of that.
I am. I'm a fan of that. I'm a fan of that.
I don't like it because I don't know. I guess it might just be the hockey in me. I mean,
yeah, but how many hockey players have had CTE?
Let's see, a couple hundred. It's because their head hits the ice, right? So like it's not the fight, it's when your head drops and you hit the ice. That's when you get a concussion.
No, I understand that. I'm just saying that there hasn't been that many reported hockey players.
Yeah, well, because we don't report it. Because we
no.
Right
I'm
back
talking
out
about
there.
people who I'm talking about people who die, not people.
Yeah,
I'm not talking about doing the game. I'm not talking about doing the game because there's a lot of football players and basketball players who continue to play, and if it wasn't for concussion protocol, Anthony Richardson would have stayed in the game because that's what we did it back in the day. Well, they're not allowing 100%. That anymore. So I don't care what sport it is. If you're concussed, they're not going to let you. I know, me too. But anyway, I thought that was a good thing for him to be out, for them to hold him out because, first of all, he pulled himself out, which recognizing, hey, I don't feel right. This is not.
If you pull yourself out, that's a very different situation.
Well, which is what he did. He played two more series.
Do you agree with that, though?
No, I agree. That's what I'm saying. He played 2 more series, and then he pulled himself out, going, "Hey, I don't feel right." You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And so,
I'm not trying to have the old school mentality and sound like an old white or anything, but I'm just saying, like sometimes you play when you want to play, and like I respect the fact that he took himself out. Like that means a lot, but I also like. He needs to be at least in the meetings. But if his brain's not working,
well, no, he's in the meetings. He's just not playing.
Yeah.
He's in the meetings. He's just not playing. So I mean, I have zero issues. With that.
His adrenaline was rushing after he did that flip. You know what I'm saying? Like his adrenaline's still going. He's like pumped.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But I'm saying, Ben. But then he played 2 more series after that. So
I'm coming around.
Yeah. So anyway, an NFL schedule, man. I tell you what, Ben. Falcons and the Lions, we lead that off. I got the updated lines now. The Falcons and Lions. The Lions are a -3 at home playing against the Falcons. You know I like the Falcons.
Oh, I love the Falcons.
Hey, what's up? What's up, Drew?
Drew, what's up, Bubba?
What's happening?
Nothing. We're just
finally off my deathbed.
Yeah, good. You got IV
Thank
worked
God.
it. The IV must have worked, didn't it?
The wonders of modern world of medicine.
Thank God. Agreed.
Mm-hmm.
Man, it's crazy.
Mm-hmm.
I went in and got a steroid booster and antibiotics yesterday, and I don't know if I'm just doped up or I'm actually feeling better, but I'll take it.
Hey, the
I'll take either one.
steroid works, bro. That steroid deal ain't no joke. It'll make you feel good for about 72
Make
hours.
you feel
and
like
then
the heavyweight champ of the world for about 6 hours.
Oh, boy. It had me going for about 48, 72 hours. I was like, oh, yeah. Then, no.
Actually, I got up this morning and actually felt like getting out of bed, and I haven't been back to bed yet, so that's a positive sign.
Yes.
Good for you, brother.
Yes. Well, hey, we got the Falcons and the Lions -3 over 46.5. What you think, Drew?
Well, I mean, if you saw my picks, I sent
Well,
to you. I like the Lions there.
we haven't got to your picks yet. This is just the NFL Monday.
I think it's a good spot for them. I like the Falcons too. I think that they're probably one of the more surprising teams in the NFL, but I like the Lions in this spot. It's at home, laying a short number. It'll be a close game, but I'll take the Lions laying 3 points.
Yeah, Ben.
Hey, yeah, I'm so on this one, I'm Maddie. You definitely call out the
I
Falcons.
like the Falcons.
Like, yeah, and you've been calling it all year. That division's really weak, but the Lions, I really do like that team a lot. MCDC's got something going down there. But I mean, it'll be close. It'll be a game day decision for me on that one.
Yeah, I think the Lions are going to handle their business at home too. Titans at the Browns -3.5. Drew, over under 39.
Love the Browns in that game. I think the Browns pound the Titans. Titans aren't very good.
Yeah, and that defense is too good. They're going to have 3 more picks in about 8 sacks.
It worries me a little bit about Chubb being out, but that backup looked pretty good the other night.
Yeah, he did.
That just makes
Ford
makes the quarterback even more dangerous because now you got to figure he's probably going to scramble more out of the pocket. So if a little side action would be take the over in his rushing yards.
Yep.
Oh, yeah,
I like the Ford.
The 39.5.
He's going number one. The Kareem Hunt option as well is great.
Yeah,
and I think that offensive line's pretty good. They got a couple injuries, but their defense, I really do like the Browns in that game.
Yeah, well, with Deshaun Watson playing the way he plays, he's been playing. God, he's been playing awful, dude.
God,
wow.
That
like
defense.
I said, I look for him to run the ball a lot more in this game out of the quarterback option, out of chucking the ball and running instead of throwing into crowds, especially with the lack of a running game.
Yep, holding on to the ball too long. How about the Saints and the Packers? Man, -1.5. That's awful tight, isn't it?
It's a weird game.
Drew, isn't that tight?
I looked at that game a little bit. I kind of stayed. I don't like the line. It's a weird line. If anything, I might play the over. I'm going to play the over in that game.
Yeah, what's that? 42.5. That's what it says here.
And Michael Thomas looked good and then you got Kamara back. Right? Isn't he back this week, if I'm not mistaken?
Yeah.
No, one more week.
One more week.
But
okay,
Drew,
okay. My mistake.
It was a pick 'em up until yesterday.
Yeah, they love Jordan Love.
Yeah.
They love Love.
I think Packers are a public team. A lot of people bet the Packers.
Yeah,
but you just probably
they'll get all the money. They'll get all the people's money.
Yeah, you need to stay off this game, don't you think? That's
correct.
I don't want to mess
stay away
with
from this one. Unless you're teasing it, stay away from this one.
Broncos at the Dolphins.
Yeah, and we might be able to tease the Saints up to 6.
Yeah,
I like the Dolphins in that spot.
Dolphins and Broncos.
Broncos are a dumpster fire.
Well, Drew, it's dropped down to 6.5, so people clearly are putting money on the Broncos. It was 7.
Yeah, you could almost get a pick 'em on the Dolphins right now if you do a tease.
I mean,
I'll pick them every day.
I don't know what's going on with the Broncos. I think they're coming to an impasse. Who knows what they're going to do.
Well, when you have the highest paid backup, and you immediately, after you're there for what, your first move you make is signing Jarrett Stidham and getting him $5 million. That's the first move you make after being there watching film. So
way to call him Stidham.
That's saying that I don't think he's a believer in Russ. That's what it sounds to me. Chargers,
he's going to make a ton of money.
That's what it looks like to me. And if we think that, you got to figure Russ thinks that.
Oh yeah, no doubt. Well, because he plays good for a half. It's just that second half is when you get away from the scripted plays, he can't do a lot. Chargers.
You sound like my wife.
Chargers at the Vikings -1 over under 54.
I don't know. Who knows? Chargers have been so disappointing the first couple games, and the Vikings. I mean,
They
again,
both
if it's
stink.
not in prime time, they usually play pretty well. I
Yes,
don't think either one of them are very good.
12 o'clock
Justin
game,
Jefferson,
Drew.
best wide receiver in football. We can go ahead and say that. Hawkinson's great on the tight
Yeah.
end there, but I just don't trust Kirk.
Oh yeah, I mean Cousins has no excuse.
None.
Yeah, so it's all up to him.
Well, Drew, this is the last year of his contract, so
Yeah, and they
They
dropped
did not-
Dalvin. They're out.
Yeah,
I
they
think
did
they're
not-
about to drop that back down.
yeah, they are.
Yeah.
But like
think
I
they're
said at
about
the
out.
beginning
Madison's
of the
all right,
well, like I
but
said at the
I'm-
beginning of the year, all those games they won, was it 12 games they won, 11 games for one score games they got lucky last year. Well, that always goes back the other way the next year. So
100%.
Patriots at the Jets, Drew, how do you like it? The Jets plus
Patriots
2.5.
have beat the Patriots have beat the Jets 14 times in a row.
Yes, they have.
14
That's wild.
times in a row.
Yeah.
So it's got
I
to
look
change,
for it to
right? So you got to
continue.
bet the other way, right?
Nope, I'm gonna go for 15.
So you're taking the Patriots and the 2.5, huh?
Yep.
But you know what, Drew? The
Even
Jets.
though the Patriots might be one of the worst teams in football, it's just mental with the Jets.
You think
Well-
they're that bad?
Well, no, last year though they
They're not
should have
very
beat.
good.
Yeah, they should have beat the Patriots last year. Remember on that whatever that
Yeah,
punt
they got
thing
there was
was
3-3
or something.
with a minute left in the game,
Yeah, it was.
I remember.
That was
and,
the dumbest.
and they give up a punt
punt
return
return.
for a touchdown.
Assholes.
Bills versus the Commanders. Tell you what, he's got them rolling there in the Commanders. I'm still not a believer.
Yeah,
I'm still not a believer in
this is
how.
where the Redskins come back to earth this week, and the Bills put it to them.
Yeah, I'm with you too. I just don't. Sam Howell. I mean, I like what Eric Bieniemy's done with him, but I'm out. Texans at the Jaguars minus 8.5.
Jack
Isn't that a
Russell.
lot of points?
Yeah, it doesn't matter.
Yeah, Texans, they're not very good.
Yeah, Lawrence doesn't care.
Jacksonville's kind of underperformed in my book for the first couple
Correct.
weeks. So
Correct. But they also
I
played the
think
Chiefs,
it's a
right?
good
They also
spot
played
for
the
them.
Chiefs.
yeah,
Go
they
ahead.
did.
They played the
And-
Chiefs with Davis's coming out party. So you got to, and
Yeah.
Kelsey. So like you got to kind of like chalk that
Well,
one up.
this is the deal. The Jaguars.
No, I agree with that.
But I'm gonna say this, Drew. The Jaguars in their last 13 games, they're 9-1, and they're 0-3 against the Chiefs.
Yeah, it's just that's what I'm saying. Yeah, with those boys
So-
coming back and
No,
like,
but I
everybody's
understand
hyped in
that.
the
But I'm
locker
just
room,
saying
he's-
they're
that's kinda hard to
9-1,
beat,
but they're
man.
9.
That's kinda hard
but
to
Ben,
beat.
they're 9-1 against everybody else.
Yeah, I mean,
They're
Adrian
9-1.
Peterson could have done
So,
it, but I'm not.
We'll see. But anyway, I just think that's a lot of points, 8.5 points. I don't, because C.J. Stroud is playing good, so that's a
That
good
game
thing.
can get out of hand quickly, though.
Yeah, it could. It could. Colts and the Ravens, dude.
Love the Ravens.
Ben's
Love the
Ravens
Ravens in
minus
that spot.
8. What do you think
Yeah.
about the over under 44 though? And Anthony Richardson is not playing,
I kind
Drew.
of like the over.
And Anthony
I think
Richardson.
the Ravens are going to score a lot of points.
Yep. And
Hey, did you hear
Richardson's
the
not
crowd
playing.
roar whenever Minshew came in?
Yeah. Yeah.
Crazy.
They were pumped. Yeah.
Yeah. That's.
Is it at home for the Colts?
No, it's in Baltimore.
Is it at home?
It's in Baltimore.
No, it's at Baltimore.
Oh, it's in Baltimore.
Yeah, it's at Baltimore,
Okay.
yeah.
Okay, then I have to take the Ravens on
yeah.
that one. But
Yeah.
the fan hype for when Minshew came in was wild.
Yeah.
I think it's
Panthers.
just he's a gorgeous man. I think it's just that.
Oh, is that what it is? Well, hey, Drew, what's up with Ben and his deal with Jimmy G, Minshew? What is up with him and his appreciation for good-looking men? I mean, god dang, bro. I'm a little worried about you right now.
my friend.
Something you
Okay.
need to tell us?
Nope. My
Hey.
wife will tell you differently. I'll tell you
Okay,
that.
just making sure you're not on the DL. We didn't know what was up. We're just checking with you.
Yeah, we need to know. I mean,
yeah.
not there's anything wrong with that.
Nope.
Hey,
Hey,
no, I'm
okay,
not,
hey,
no.
question.
I'm just saying, I'll call it out when it's there.
Hey, Panthers, Seahawks is Geno's Pizza open at home against the Panthers minus 5.5.
And the quarterback's not playing for the Panthers. It's
he's out.
The Red Rocket starting.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yes.
he's Audi 5000. Yep. I'm gonna take. Yep, it's done.
Is it open, Drew?
It's open. He's got his signs up. We're ready to go.
Oh my God!
I might have one
The
outside my
signs up.
yard.
Don't start. You two. Bears at the Chiefs. The Bears are. Okay, so what is the deal with the
Worst
defensive
team in
coordinator?
football, the Bears.
Well, hold on.
All right.
Yeah,
See
the
ya.
Chiefs are going to
Well, the
rout
question.
them. Bears are in a dumpster fire right
Okay,
now.
is the defensive coordinator in trouble with the FBI? Is he sick? Because he said he's coming back. I mean, what? I don't.
Who cares? He's bad at his job.
Well, but I
So
understand.
whatever.
But I'm just saying is that
Yeah.
to me, I'm just kind of going, dude, y'all are. Your quarterback is calling out your coaches, which is okay, which he probably should because they're not utilizing him correct. He is not a pocket passer. Just run him. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Run him.
And clearly I'm a bias, for Justin Fields. I do like the quarterback. I wish they had more of a Buffalo Bills take on it to where like they trust Josh Allen to run the ball. I wish they would do that with Justin Fields in Chicago.
Remember what the Ravens did with Lamar for the first 4 years, whether they ran the shit out, they ran him and then they passed. But they ran him, so run the dude.
No, so your first read is the throw, right? Yeah. But then your second read is the run, and then your third read is another throw.
Well, they said
so you get out there, you get out of the pocket after your second read, and then right after that, you have your third, your third read, which is a pass, and if not, your fourth read is a run. So you go
what
you know
they're
what I mean?
saying is
if
first
that makes
read,
sense, that's how you do it, and Lamar does it very well.
First read,
and
throw,
Justin Fields he doesn't
first
do it very
read,
well.
throw, second read, throw, third read, throw, fourth read, run. He is not reading. He's still waiting.
If you see the opening and you get 8 yards, go get it.
But anyway, 12.5.
No, that's the thing. That's the thing. They said in the offseason after he took those couple big hits last year that he was concentrating on throwing the ball out of the pocket this year, which is not his strength.
Which is not his strength.
Not it.
His strength is a Lamar Jackson type of quarterback.
It's
That's
the dare.
What he does well.
You know what I mean? It's the dare of the run. It's the I might run, I might not. You never know. That's his key, and he's they need to capitalize on.
I know.
That.
What do y'all think about the 12.5?
That's too much.
I like it. I think the Chiefs beat them by 20.
Oh, I'm gonna tease it.
Their defense is the Chiefs' defense is surprisingly.
I'm gonna tease it. Get those extra points just in case.
Okay, Drew, your Cowboys. Your Cowboys at the Cardinals, dude.
Go ahead.
Are they going to have a little shock factor because of what happened to Diggs yesterday?
We just can't have nice things. I mean, we just can't have them. It's
That's
unbelievable.
my wife.
I mean, that whole, best defense in the league and then lose your best player south of Micah Parsons.
Your second best player on defense.
Unbelievable.
That's unreal.
The only good thing is if they were going to lose somebody at a position, that would be the position that they're the deepest at.
Yes, they are.
But
hey, Drew,
that being said,
Gilmore is going to step up.
No. Drew,
let me know
Drew,
what you guys think about this. That being said, if I'm Dallas right now, I'm getting a hold of Miami Dolphins and I'm trading Trey Lance for Apple, for getting Eli Apple in a draft pick.
Yeah.
And
what
pull
a
him
wild.
in. He wants out of Miami. Miami could use a backup quarterback.
Hey, but Drew, they have what's his name? White. Mike White.
Eli Apple, and you move him. He wants out, and you move him right into that cornerback position, and then next year you could possibly move him to the other side.
Hey,
what is get rid of Gilmore?
Yeah, but what is what is the other dude's name that played last year that did really, really good for the Cowboys until he got hurt? Isn't he still there?
Yeah, he's still there, and that's why. Dallas is worried about it, obviously, but like I said, they're very deep at that position. I can tell you his name real quick.
Because he played great last year until he got hurt, and then they got Stephon Gilmore. They had Stephon Gilmore in there.
I got it.
Anyway, I like that kid, so you could always put him over there, or put Stephon Gilmore over there.
They got Jordan Lewis. They got Jordan Lewis, Stephon Gilmore, and Noah Ngajane.
I'll take it.
And then Deron Bland. All three of those. Basically what they're going to do is they'll probably move Gilmore to more of a rover.
Yep.
And then they'll put Jordan Lewis and Scott probably.
Man, the sucks.
But you know what
though? The thing sucks that you had Diggs and Gilmore both walking down each side, right?
Yeah.
So
which now is going to expose the other side.
No doubt.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They knew the breaks, they knew everything. They could and Gilmore obviously he has a great pass.
Yeah, but
so that was a fantastic duo.
It allowed
it just
them
kind of stinks, so early in the year too.
I know, but it allowed them to eat.
And being so early in the year might be the only slipper in the whole thing.
Only
If
good
it would have
thing.
happened in, say, week 13, I would say Dallas is screwed.
But you know what,
But
Drew,
it
though?
happened so early, I think they're going to be able to adjust and maybe make a
I agree.
move and get somebody in there.
Yeah,
It may
before the
take them a
trade
couple weeks.
deadline. Yeah,
Hey,
everything.
Drew,
I
though,
agree with you.
and your
I agree
silver
with
But
you.
back to your original question, Matt, is I don't like Dallas minus 13
Yeah.
on Sunday.
What I'm
I don't
saying
like
too
it.
is,
I don't. Yeah.
okay, but what I'm
I
saying
think they
too,
win the game,
yeah,
but I think you're going to see some shock value in
Right.
that. I
But-
think that it's going to take them a little bit. I think the
Yeah.
offense, you might see the offense play better.
Hey, don't
'Cause
you
now
think
I think they know they're going to have to score some points.
don't you think it's a good deal that it happened against the Cardinals though, versus
Yeah,
the
100%.
Eagles, or versus so they've have time to adjust?
Well, then they got Cardinals, Patriots before you got to play the 49ers.
Yeah, so that gives you a little bit of time, no doubt. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
That
and they
does
weren't
help.
divisional games, which was
And I
huge.
didn't come away thoroughly impressed with San Francisco last night. I
No,
really didn't.
I didn't either.
I mean,
We're going.
Their defense it's still their defense, but you know what? Everybody kind of brushed off Dallas beating the Giants by 40. Well, look what the Giants they played pretty well last night and didn't get a call. Let's go ahead and say that right now. They did not get a call.
Hey,
last
Drew,
night.
and
I'm
then
with
how
you.
about
he needed a drink after the game.
Hey, Drew,
they didn't get a
I
call.
agree, but how about this? Tackle somebody. God,
that's true.
how many missed tackles did they have last night?
And no Saquon Barkley last night either. They
Yep.
were in that game in the fourth quarter.
I agree.
Hey, you know what that missing tackles go back to, Matty?
Oh, here we go.
Nobody training. It's nobody hitting each other anymore.
Hey,
That's
Drew,
why we're missing tackles.
Drew, he's beating that
nobody
horse
works
today.
anymore.
He's
Nobody
beating that
does
horse
anything. We don't hit
today.
tags like we used to. We don't do those two-a-days. We
I
don't
know.
do stuff like that anymore. So that's why those tackles are missed.
Which is why Matt and I
Go
have said, just do away with the preseason. Just do away with it.
Do away with
Just
it.
have practice.
Yeah.
Let them do two-a-days.
No.
It's fine.
No, Drew was saying have them do the scrimmages because they
Oh, I
get
used
more out
to
of
do
the
three
Do
a day.
scrimmages,
You
live
kidding me?
scrimmages, and no preseason, and just go.
And just go.
When
Yeah,
the
get a
season
few
starts,
fights
just like
in there.
college.
Because that's basically
Yeah,
what
get a
they're
few
doing
fights in there,
anyway.
get some boys ramped up a little bit.
That's,
Like these are adults fighting adults
Yep.
for yardage.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Like
And all preseason is a money grab.
Yep,
That's
that's
all
it.
it is.
That's all it is.
Oh yeah.
How about
And if you can get signed to a practice squad, then you're in.
How about
So,
the
like, yeah,
Steelers? How about
what are we
Steelers and
doing?
Raiders? The Raiders. I mean, how are they favored over the Steelers?
Yeah, I don't get that. I mean,
I'd go
I
off
like
the
the
quarterback.
Steelers a
I'd
lot
go off
in
the
that game.
quarterback battle, right? Quarterback and defense battle.
I don't understand it. I think it's the offensive coordinator. It's not the quarterback. It's the coordinator.
No,
Matt
not
Canada
offensive coordinator.
is-
I'm saying like defense and then your quarterback, right?
Yeah. Anyway, that's a primetime game Sunday. I didn't get that.
Yeah, the Raiders
Yeah, I
stink.
didn't
Their
get
car's
that.
great,
I didn't-
but
I
the
didn't get
Steelers
that.
quarterback sucks, and I think that TJ, he's got more of an influence than the quarterback for the Raiders.
But Jimmy
so I'm gonna take the
Jimmy
Steelers on that
Jimmy
one.
Garoppolo is
Yeah, I
the
like
quarterback
Steelers.
now.
I think
that
the
defense is-
Steelers. I think the Steelers carried through a little momentum that they garnered last week. I look for them to play better, and you'll have half the stadium will be Steelers fans in
Yeah,
Vegas.
over the Raiders. Yeah, out there going to visit.
That's the bad thing about Vegas, right? So like everybody's going like, oh hey, let's plan our game for their away game at Vegas. So
Yeah.
like they're always going to be outnumbered.
Yep. Eagles at Buccaneers. I mean, the Buccaneers. It's only 5, Drew.
Yeah, I think Baker Mayfield gets his ass handed to him in that game. The Eagles are going to turn it up again.
Oh yeah, I'm teasing the Eagles up to a pick 'em for sure.
Yeah.
Easy. Thank you.
I
See you
don't
at the
think the
bank.
Eagles have played very well the first 2 weeks of the season. I think defensive wise, they've struggled. I mean, they
You
gave
like
up
that, though,
30,
Drew?
30. I do. I think they beat them by 10 points, 10 to 14.
Same.
I think they'll get after Mayfield, and his glory in the first 2 weeks will be shattered.
Yep.
And I appreciate it.
How about?
I don't he's a good dude.
Yeah, I'm gonna say
But-
this. I like him now. I will say that I liked his press conference.
Well, he got humbled. He got humbled.
Oh yeah, he did. Humbled, big time.
He sure did.
Big time.
He sure did.
Rams versus the Bengals.
That's gonna be a good game.
Yeah.
That'll be a good game.
Well,
Yeah,
Joe
nobody
Burrow,
knows about Joey Burrow.
Burrow was throwing the
Is
ball
he still
today.
ice?
Drew.
Is he staying out? What
He
are
was
we
throwing
doing?
the ball today.
Like
He was throwing the ball, so I don't know what
Yeah,
that means.
It's really crazy how he struggled. It makes me think, is he not 100%
He's
when he
not
got injured in the
100%.
preseason?
Correct.
You know what, Drew? I think that because of what Mahomes did, and he's thinking, okay, well, he's going to do it. I'm as good as him, and it ain't about that.
Hey, Matty,
he had a high.
Matty, that's a great call right
Yeah,
there.
but he has a high ankle sprain versus you having a muscle pull. Those are two totally different injuries. Because if Mahomes had a pulled hamstring or a pulled calf, he ain't playing. You ain't playing on no pull. I don't care who you are. If you got a pulled muscle, you not playing because you can't move.
Especially in a calf.
Yeah.
His calf is automatically gonna move you to an Achilles.
Which yes, I agree 100%.
And I love beef.
automatically.
Yeah,
that.
I love beef, but that calf will hurt you.
And it's just it's crazy. How about the Chiefs holding out, Drew? We hadn't talked about this. How about the Chiefs holding out to Mahomes, waiting until everything was done and then paid him more money? But all they did was move the last 4 years of his contract up. That's all they did.
Hey, I tell you, they're a pretty well-run organization.
Yeah, they're pretty. Yeah. And hey, Drew, and this is funny is
they're not my team, but I tell you what, I like going to Chiefs games, and I like the way they run their team. And
well, you weren't very far from Omaha, were you?
They run that. The Hunts know what they're doing.
Yeah. Well, how far were you from Omaha? What, like an hour and a half?
2 hours.
Oh, that wasn't bad at all.
No, I used to go all the time. It was fun.
Yeah.
That's a fun place to go to games.
Yeah, it is. But you know what, Drew?
Yeah, I went to one when I was about 16. I had the best time of my life.
Well, you know what, Drew, too?
We had some buddies that have a big tailgate out in the parking lot in G26, and they have 4 spots, literally right in the right
Writing
corner
that down
of the
right
zone.
now, G26.
It's a good time.
Oh, yeah, good time. But you know what, though? This is the thing. It's so funny is when he did that contract, he's not going to receive all that money. And what people didn't understand is that
he got it quicker than he
signed up for. That's
it.
not what I'm saying. What he did is the year before, like this year, his contract for 2024 is already guaranteed. His contract's guaranteed for the next year, the previous year. So he's going to get his money. So then all they did was move all that money up. And then now in 2026, they're going to give him all the rest of that $450 million. And then they're going to have to turn around and give him a whole new contract. Now, Drew, at that
What's
point,
his agent's name?
You know what that's called, Matt, is keeping the captain happy.
That's exactly what that is. But Drew, do you give him another?
you keep the captain of your ship with full tank of gas and everything you need.
But did you give?
Yeah, Blackbeard would agree with that one.
Do you give him another 10-year deal?
What's that?
Do you give him another 10 years at $600 million and do it the same thing?
You leave it as this.
I wouldn't give him 10. I'd give him 5.
Yeah, because he's going to be 32 in 2026.
You know he's fighting for the Arizona Coyotes to come there because he wants to buy a piece.
Well, yeah, we know that in hockey, but I'm just saying, what do you do? Do you give him the money or do you not?
I'm just relating to his cash to that.
I like the way he slid. I like the way he slid a hockey.
Hey,
man,
Drew,
I got to when I
Drew,
can, my friend.
every day this week, he done slid some hockey in there. I'm like, what does that got to do with anything? I mean, ain't got to do with it.
Close for him. He's starting to Jones.
Hey man, he said Kansas City Coyotes.
Oh,
Kansas City
here
Coyotes.
we go.
Move Arizona out
Here
there.
we go.
Let's get another team close, right?
Here we go.
So let's build this up a little bit, right? So Kansas City,
I'm gonna
3.5
start throwing
hours.
some Tar Heel references in.
Thank
quick.
you. Yeah, you needed to. It's almost that time.
That too. Let's go.
Oh my God.
Let's slap the floor. I'm in.
I want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors, Collaborative Logic.
Duke slaps the floor.
Yes, it does. That's what he said. That's what he
I always
said.
slap the floor, regardless.
He was cracking me up with that.
YMCA or whatever. Yeah.
But anyway, thank
I'm
Collaborative Logic.
Appreciate everything. They just
appreciate everything they do for us. And want to thank, if you have any needs for computers, software to be written, you need to talk to those guys. They are perfect for that, or website design. If you have engineering, surveying, and planning, talk to our guy, Mark Long. He is the dude for that. Oak Grove Trucking and our boy Jose Fierro, who's out working his butt off right
Jose?
now.
Sorry about your problem.
Jose!
Yep, getting it all done. Oak Grove Trucking. If you have anybody that, or you're friends with someone who has a construction road company, he is the dude. Look at hiring his truck. Greg and Max Nafee supporting me as always in everything I do. Appreciate those guys. YNB, family owned and operated since 1912.
The bank. Make things happen.
Dude, Drew, we miss you, Drew, on that because your boy Nathan, he is.
Hey, I'm about to start crashing it for him.
He's painfully slow, Drew. He is painfully slow with it, man. I'm like, you're Nathan Taylor of YNB. I serve it up to you.
He should be the most fired up.
You would think, but no. But anyway, we want
Here, let me go real quick. The bank. that makes things happen.
He tries
Is
to
that good?
follow you, Drew. It's pretty
Kinda
good.
weak. That's pretty weak.
It's okay. It's not Drew.
I'm sorry. I'm not. Oh, sorry. Oh, dang it. I apologize.
Oh, that's
Sorry for
funny.
the F bomb there.
Rewind.
Everybody, they're an equal housing lender and a member of the FDIC. Proud sponsor for us to support minority women and black-owned businesses in the Oklahoma City area. And by the way, we will be back at George's Happy Hog next Tuesday for mac and cheese, and we will be back at the barbershop next weekend. So Keith and Chris can talk about their 49ers. You can pre-qualify online at www.ynbok.com. That's www.ynbok.com. Or you can go into the main locations or any of their locations, the main one being at 401 downtown Yukon, to YNB East, which is off the Parkway, 39th Street. YNB Mustang 218 North Mustang Road, YNB Parkway.
Hey, I got to jump out of the car real quick, fellas.
All right,
I'll
go
be
ahead.
right back.
Off I-40
Yeah,
and Garth Brooks Boulevard, YNB People, 6201 Northwest 23rd. And then DT Construction, our boy Drew Hinthorn, who just jumped off the line. He'll be back. DT Construction and Consulting, 405-209-4051. That's DT Construction and Consulting, 405-209-4051. 209-4051. DT Construction 2015 at Outlook if you want to email them. They do all kinds of things. They do roofing. They do consulting to come in and just to tell you what you need to do to your house. They do outside work, gutters, driveway work, whatever it is that you need, they can do it. They're respectful, local, and loyal.
Anything you need.
They're respectful, local, and loyal, and most of all, Drew will answer the damn phone when you call, and that is the most
Probably
important.
what he was doing right then.
Yep, that's probably what he was. So, but anyway, our boy Drew Hinthorn, DT Construction and Consulting. Now, I look at the Big 12, and
Yes, sir.
it's frustrating to me because I thought with Cincinnati and with Houston, with those additions, I thought we would be BYU. I thought we'd be a lot stronger than what we are. That we have no teams, because I'm not counting OU and Texas because they're SEC to me. Okay?
Yeah, I'm with you at
They're
that
SEC
at
to
that
me.
mode. Yeah.
And so you want to count one, it would have to be Colorado because they're ranked 18th or 19th for now.
Correct.
Whether they will be at the end of the game against Oregon will depend on what the score is. So
And we both think that his son's not going to leave, so Deion's son. So we both think that as well. So I think they're only going to get higher next year.
yeah. So anyway, so I'm gonna count them in. You can count them in as the one team that the Big 12 does have, but UCF is they're performing as expected. But the Cincinnati, the Bearcats, and the Cougars both to me have underperformed. And with both of their coaches, it's really hard. Especially, I like Dayton Holgerson a lot, and want him to do well. But I just don't know how long he's going to be there if Houston keeps underperforming. Well,
we know it's not up to him, right?
No, it's up to him to win some damn games.
Well, I know, but it's not up to him when he's going to be, how long he's going to be there. Which,
that's up to him.
I do like him as well. I do think he's a great coach and a great leader of men. And all that stuff, football. But he's got to perform.
But Ben, it is up to him. If he don't perform, he ain't coaching. That's up to you. So
yeah, I know. Like he doesn't strap him on. I get it. I've seen the Rocks movies.
Yeah.
I know. I get it. But we're not strapping him up anymore. Yeah. So but I do agree that's up to the players. But he's got to bring the players.
No,
right?
what I'm
He's
saying,
got to lead those players.
He is the
so
coach.
It's all up to him.
It's up to him whether he's going to be fired or not. You're the coach.
You
got to bring in players.
Correct.
You got to bring. So that it is up to him. Big 12 standings. TCU, surprisingly, how about them? 1-0 in conference, 2-1 overall. And then, of course, conference play starts this week. So this board will significantly change come Monday.
Weekly.
I'm just saying Monday. It'll change because we actually have the Big 12 teams playing each other. So we will have definitive who's going to be one, who's going to be where. Because OU is at Cincinnati to start it off at 11 a.m. Man, that's all messed up. I can't believe that. OU Cincinnati, OU is minus 14. Over under 57.5. That game is 11 a.m. on Fox, which I will be watching tomorrow morning. SMU versus TCU, minus 6.5. I'm really, really interested to see what's going to happen with that game because
Hey, to be honest, that SMU team is very battle tested already.
That's what I mean.
Like, you know what I mean? Like in this early year, they played some tough teams. So, like, I really do like SMU. The 6.5 might be I might like tease it where if you don't know, you can like tease it up and like you pay a little more, you get a little more points. So I might tease it with something else because that SMU team is very good.
Yeah, and it's really the battle of DFW, Dallas Fort Worth too.
Yeah,
with
yeah,
those two teams.
I love DFW, but I mean I like FW more than D, but I'm in.
Yeah, see, I'm more of a Dallas fan than I'm a Fort Worth guy.
I'm more a Fort Worth guy. Yeah, well, I'm a redneck, so
yeah,
I'll go Fort Worth.
That's hilarious. BYU at KU, man, 9.5 is a lot of points. But Jalen Daniels he's just since he popped on the scene, he was electric, and everybody said, "Oh my God, who the hell is this guy?" And that's what you got to have.
Hey,
you have to have a quarterback. I don't
he's
care
got
what
it.
level. Yeah, I don't care what level you're at. You got to have a quarterback. 9.5 seems like a lot.
He reminds me a lot of Lamar.
Yeah,
because I'm a Ravens fan, so I got that like sting in me. But I really do think he's a lot like Lamar.
Yeah, he's more like Lamar than Jaden Daniels.
Yeah, or RG3 sticks.
Yep. Texas Tech versus West Virginia. West Virginia +6. Texas Tech are favorite in that, which I thought was interesting that Texas Tech is actually being favored. But they're such a weird team. I mean, you turn around, you're like, it's Texas Tech, and then they're kicking everybody's butt. Oh, then as soon as you get excited about them, they let you down. It's just weird how they are. I don't understand it. Oklahoma State versus Iowa State. I do have on my stuff today, trying to support my school, but I just,
man.
The thing with me with OSU football has always been,
go ahead.
When you don't expect anything from them, they over deliver. If you expect stuff from them, if you expect stuff from them,
things happened back in the day. We lost Tyreek Hill. He like Jesus, like what are we doing? Like couldn't keep him under control just for 9 months.
No, but I understand. But what I'm saying is, whenever we're favored, we under deliver always. But
we're one of those teams. We play to our competition. So
that's what I'm saying.
OU,
that's what I'm saying.
Then we try our best. If it's like you said to any random team, then we just play to their progression.
And Iowa State
just kind of weird. And I really don't like the Gundy thing. I don't like his kid being a quarterback. It's just it has nothing to do with him. I mean, I used to ding dong ditch his house, so I know where he lives.
Well, my deal is this. Ben, if he was Shedeur Sanders, nobody would have an issue.
Oh, 100%. Yeah,
have an issue.
They'd have no reason to not sit him.
But he's not.
The whole reason is that his son needs to be sat. He doesn't need to play.
Well, that's why it's another reason why he didn't bring Spencer.
He's not good.
Yeah.
So we need to get somebody else in there. But
he's the most mobile of the three. There's no doubt. But you would think a guy who played quarterback, who's supposedly the greatest quarterback in Oklahoma State history, you would think he'd be able to recruit a quarterback. Sam Houston at the University of Houston, the Battle of the Houstons. University of Houston, to me, they've got to make a showing. They've got to more than cover. They need to win by 3 touchdowns.
They need to win by 30.
Yeah, they need to put Sam Houston, but Sam Houston is very capable because they get all those players that doesn't necessarily qualify for the University of Houston or Texas or whatever. So they get those guys in there who are athletes, kind of like South Alabama. Those guys who aren't necessarily can make it to Alabama or Auburn or whatever, but they're just right below, a notch below, and then you play them and you got 16 seniors coming back. Makes a huge difference. So Houston,
Nelson Caesar on that UH line, that defensive line, he's a weapon.
Yeah,
he's going to have a day against Sam Houston.
But you know what?
He's very, very good. We're going to see him on Sunday.
But Ben, you got to score.
Write that down.
But Ben, you got to score. Defense is great, but you got to score.
Yeah, I know. But I'm just telling you, he's going to stop up everything.
Yeah.
He is.
I like him too.
You ever throw him a lozenge in your nose, and you're like, okay, nothing's coming out of here, or like a tampon in your nose, and you're like, okay. And that's what Nelson Caesar is for the front line. He is a good player. He's going to be on Sundays. He's a great player. He's a great guy.
I'm going to have to cut that off and switch after a tampon up your nose. God dang, Ben.
You never done that?
Anyway, Taylor versus Baylor. Texas versus Baylor. 14.5 point for dogs. Texas. I think they beat Baylor, but that is a hard place to play. I think that's a lot of points. Texas should beat Baylor, no doubt.
Texas win by 30.
That is a hard
Write
place.
that down.
That's a hard place to play. It really, really is. Game on ABC at
I know
6:30.
RG3 sticks. We just talked about.
Yeah, we got to see
yeah,
that. The place that the RG3 built.
He built that. He built that palace.
The place that he built, no doubt.
Yeah, Roger Griffin III.
Yep.
Roger Griffin III. Yeah,
yep.
RG3 sticks. Right.
Yes. Then UCF versus
he
Kansas.
Built that place.
Then UCF versus UCF versus.
Sorry,
I'm trying to get on. UCF versus Kansas State -3.5, over under 52. That game will be interesting. UCF is going to give Kansas State, I think, all they want. That's kind of way that I look at it.
They will, but I'm taking KSU on that.
Yeah, I think you should be right on that. I'm just like, here, you gotta fix it. You gotta get it done. So, but anyway, it's gonna be a full day of sports this weekend.
Sorry about that.
That's okay. It's gonna be a full day of sports this weekend, and our boy Drew Hinthorn, he's back. We've been waiting on him.
I gotta be a roofer every once in a while.
Yeah, you do.
I jump out of the car.
That's what Ben said. That's exactly what Ben said.
I got guys sitting and waiting on a paycheck in the parking lot, so I jump out.
I think Harry's got you.
Okay, here are your picks, Drew. We're gonna start out with Major League Baseball. You have the Rays money line -152.
Yeah, so the Rays have been kind of taking a little time off since they've already clinched their playoff berth, and I look for them to bounce tonight and this next. So I know we talk about how, a lot of these teams that are bottom feeders are kind of jumping up and biting some of the teams that are already in the playoffs.
Yep.
Well, that ship is sailed now because now you got 10 games left. So now you're ramping up. Now you're going to see these teams that have clinched. They're going to start throwing their studs maybe one more time over this next week, to where, because if you saw this morning, the Braves put Fried on the IR, on a 12-day IR for a blister, because he's done. He only had one more start anyway, so they're going to rest him until the first round of the playoff. So watch the next week here of these teams that have clinched berths. They're going to pitch their studs, and then the next week they're out.
Yep.
And then
hey Drew, which ships did they sail off? Was the Nina, the Pinta, the Santa Maria? Which one?
The Santa Maria, for sure.
Okay. All right, done. I got it. Write it down.
So that ship sailed. Watch this week. The good teams are going to pound some players, and then next week they'll just kick back and relax and be on the beach.
Yep. And then you have the Met. You got your Braves -245.
Yeah, old man Charlie's on the mound tonight. They'll pound the Nationals again. The Nationals are terrible. Again, the Braves are going to play their starters for the next 5 games. They got a 4-game lead over the Dodgers right now for the best record in the league. Once that magic number's 5, they get that magic number down to 2 or 1. The Dodgers will say sayonara, and then they'll start pitching their clowns.
Well,
too.
the Braves
love those stats.
The Braves have a tiebreaker, right? On the tiebreaker.
They own the tiebreaker against the Dodgers. They got a 4-game lead right now with 9 to go.
Yep.
So magic number is 5. Any combination of Braves win and Dodgers loss that get to 5 gets Braves a home field advantage throughout the playoffs.
Yep. Mets Phillies over 9.
Yeah, that Phillies, that's a bandbox there, and the Phillies are throwing one of their bullpen guys, and the Mets have mailed it in.
Yep. Cardinals.
I think it was 15 runs last night in their game.
Oh, my God. Cardinals, Padres, under 9. So you're taking the under. You normally do the over when the Padres are playing at home.
Well, no, I usually take the under when the Padres are home because you got those Santa Ana winds blowing in and off the ocean. It's keeping that ball in the ballpark. So in the summer, that wind blows out. In the fall, it blows in from the ocean. So we'll see. I like the under in that game tonight.
What a weapon!
Yep.
Mariners,
Mariners, Rangers over 9.
Like both of their offenses, like the little windy park down at Ranger Stadium tonight. Both those teams pretty much. The Rangers have melded in. Mariners are going to try to score some runs, and they're a small ball team. So I look for them to score runs, and the Rangers are going to try to keep up.
Yep. Then, of course, starting into the NFL, you like those Browns -3, which we talked about earlier.
I do like the Browns. One of my favorite games on the board, actually.
Yep. And then your Lions, same thing. We talked about that as well. Yep. Now, the Ravens, you took the Ravens. I didn't know you had taken the Ravens.
I did take the Ravens. I think that's That's another game that I really like. I think that the kid from Florida comes back down to earth, not being at home in the dome, playing outdoors. Might have some bad weather in Baltimore with some rain and some wind. I think that plays into the Ravens' hands. With that defense on that quarterback, I think the Ravens. I think they pull away late.
And OBJ questionable. It's kind of
Yeah.
that's the only thing that's got me hooked on it right now.
Yep. Seahawks. You taking this?
Gino's
You got.
Pizza.
Oh,
He's
we're
gonna
taking.
deliver.
We're both taking it.
Oh my God! I
Yeah.
know, Ben. You're putting a sign
Now,
in your
Gino
front
just
yard.
had 1 week off. They kind of missed the grand opening, but they're open back up now.
I'll put a sign in my yard if I have to.
They had a water leak. Is that what they did? They had a water
Yeah.
leak.
And
Chiefs.
somebody who didn't have a driver's license couldn't get out there and deliver.
And of course,
Nailed it.
And of course, you're taking the Chiefs, saying they're going to smash the Bears.
Yeah, they are.
Yep. Now
that's going to be bad.
I don't know that Vegas. I look for that line to go up too, because I think people are going to bet the Chiefs, because the Bears right now are a dumpster fire.
Yeah, they are.
They stink.
They are.
Like worse than a bear.
Yep. College
They
football. You've got here it is. Talk about your Tar Heels, Drew. -7.
Yep. No, I like Carolina this weekend. Pitt is this is the reason why. So Drake May has struggled a little bit here at the first of the season. I think he's going to come around, and Pitt is not very good. West Virginia lit Pitt up last weekend. I look for Carolina to light them up.
And you took Notre Dame, really, +3. You taking the points.
I
guess
love
that's
the
good
Irish
at Iowa State, Ohio
we've
State.
talked about them before.
Yep.
If they win this weekend, just go ahead and put them in the playoff. I'm telling you right now, if they beat Ohio State,
Hartman's good.
Hartman's
good. Sam Hartman.
I think they
he's
got
right
the better quarterback. I think they got the better coach. They got the better offensive line. I mean, they're a better team. I think.
And they
than
have
Ohio
Lou
State.
Holtz on campus, so that has to hold for something.
And it's a night game too, right?
Correct.
Yes.
Yeah. Watch out.
Let me see. Alabama. Ooh, you taking the
I like
Tide?
Alabama a lot. I think they've had the screws laid to them in practice. Watch out for Alabama on Saturday. Ole Miss might be walking into a snake pit. Yeah, I would not have wanted to been at Alabama's practices this week. Switch quarterbacks, move guys around on defense. There might have been some scholarships pulled.
Nick Saban's a prick, so like you have that too. Yeah, it's not good.
They own Ole Miss.
Yeah, they do. They own them. That is facts, Drew. That is facts 100%. Then, of course, BYU. You're taking BYU, huh?
How do you BYU? I don't understand that line. Explain to me this. How is KU an underdog to Illinois? BYU works Arkansas, and then KU is now a 10-point favorite over an undefeated BYU team.
Yeah.
Drew,
that makes no sense.
Drew, the guy has to be religious.
He has to be.
I mean, I saw that. I was like, what the hell? San Jose State, Drew.
Yeah, okay. Remember this, Matt, when San Jose State played USC to, what was it, 14 points to whatever it was?
And you said
everyone thought they were going to win 7 games. Well, they haven't looked very good since then. But I'm taking them. I'm going back to them tonight. I think they show up. I think that's a good pick.
Yeah, I agree with you too. North Carolina State, that was a surprising one. -8.5.
Yeah, Virginia might be the worst team in Power 5 football. they literally might be the worst team in any Power 5 conference.
Oh, they're not that bad, Drew.
They're pretty bad, and they've gotten blown out in games. And NC State's pretty good. NC State's got a decent defense, good quarterback. So that's tonight too, isn't it?
Yeah.
It is tonight, right?
I think it's tonight.
Yes, sir.
Virginia Tech at Marshall.
Over 41. I just in a college game, you give me 40 points, I'll take it.
Some guys gonna
no rhyme or reason behind that.
You know what I mean?
I'll just take the over.
Well, are they at home?
Yeah, some
Who's
guys
at home?
gonna
Marshall.
Score. He's just gonna fall into the end zone.
That's at Marshall.
Moss.
Yeah, West Virginia. That's what
Randy
they do.
Moss is not there. Or Chad Pennington. Chad Pennington and Randy Moss are not playing.
Oh man. Well, I was saying earlier that I was excited because the Big 12 we're actually going to get some games now. So we're going to find out who the hell can play and who can't play. You know what I'm saying, Drew? So we're going to get to find out who can play and who can't. So I'm excited about about football starting.
I'm
No.
really interested to see what OU does Saturday. Early
Yeah.
start at Cincinnati. They should handle their business and win big.
But
Kind of
14 and a
from an
half
OU
is a
fan,
lot,
I'm
isn't
a
it?
little worried about that game, but not really. I mean, Cincinnati's not very good.
Well, I was saying that earlier, how disappointing it was that Cincinnati came in, and we thought they were going to be better than they were. Houston hasn't been. They've been
Lost
disappointing.
their coach. Losing
Yeah.
Luke Fickle killed them.
It killed them. Yeah, it did. It's just, it's sad. So
Also, the Big 12 is not a like with the SEC. You really can't battle with that right now,
Well,
I'm gonna tell you
especially
what,
with our
though,
two biggest names. They're both
Yeah.
going. It's
I'm gonna
not
tell
going to
you
be
what,
good
though,
for
the
the
Big
Big
12
12.
has got Big 12 basketball tournament next year. That's
Oh,
gonna be a hell of a
basketball,
tournament.
oh boy,
Oh,
isn't it
basketball
though?
was good.
Oh my God!
Can we all go together?
Huh?
You're going to have UCF, who's going to have a good squad
Can we
next
all
year in
go?
basketball.
Well, Drew
Houston,
goes every year.
Cincinnati, all in BYU, who always has a decent squad, all coming to the Big 12 basketball tournament next year. And it's going to start on – it's now 5 days, Matt. You see that?
Yeah, I saw
Starts
that.
on Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Is it in Oklahoma
Tuesday,
City?
No, it's in.
I mean, I'm going
it's
to
in
have to go
Kansas
to
City.
rehab when
Oh,
I get
where
back
is
from
it?
Kansas City.
Kansas
Yeah,
City.
me too.
Kansas City.
It's Kansas City.
Oh, it's Kansas City.
Kansas
Okay,
City, yeah, it's
can the
gonna
three
be-
of us go, please?
No,
David,
y'all go.
come
I
too.
don't go. Drew goes, and he and the commander, they have a good time. And Drew takes the wife, and
Oh,
Randy
all
takes
right.
yeah,
So we
they
got to
all
get
go.
like 6 tickets.
Yeah,
all right,
it's
cool.
it's done. Listen at him, Drew.
I'm in.
All right, fellas, I'm out of here. I got to get to the gym. My
Cheers, boys.
My,
Have a good one.
my goddaughter is in the hospital, so
Oh no!
I gotta get over there quick to the gym.
Yes, sir.
He's got me doing extra stuff today to get ready for the game tonight. So that being said, hey, you guys have a fantastic, great show. Appreciate y'all both.
HuskerdRealFix.com. Go Big Red.
Yep. Hey, I appreciate it. My guy Drew Hinthorn, my guy High Stick Harry, Ben Dillman. Appreciate
you boys
those
have a
guys.
good one. Love
everything
you.
they do. You guys have a good one. Hey, everybody out there, be safe. Have fun at the fair this last weekend. Go enjoy some fair. Eat